Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another video for the Unscrapped Bundle of Joy video series that I am doing with Melissa Jane Vining from Melissa Vining Creates. And I'm using these 3 photos to make a companion page to the one that I just showed you that I've already done. So this is my darling Violet's Cake Smash. So we did this, I think, the day before she turned 1 or the day before her first birthday party. And it's just one of my favorite things to scrap. I've scrapped quite a few photos from this day. The shoot was just so beautiful. There's so many photos I just can't stop scrapping. So I'm doing these 2 pages to go in her baby album. And I've chosen these 3 photos specifically because they show some of the closer details of the day. So there's one of her shoveling cake into her face, and there's the one of the cake close up, and then her little feet in the bottom of her lacy dress there. So for my background paper, I pulled out these 3 from the Coco Vanilla Studio More Than Words collection, and it did start with this pink page, sort of ledger paper. And I changed my mind on that mainly because the page that I'm making this to be a companion page with has a lot of that peachy pink in it, and that cake is that more corally peachy pink as well, so it just kind of felt too cool toned overall. So I have decided on this black and white polka dot, and I'm going to back all my photos with some white tissue paper, just a thin border of that all the way around each of the photos. And I'm just using double-sided tape for this. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to start to map my photos. So I am starting with this coral sort of stripy paper around my main photo. And while I'm matting these photos, I'll make sure to tell you to go and check out Melissa's channel. I will leave the link to her channel in the description box below. We are each doing a photo a month, or a layout a month, for our youngest's baby albums. So definitely go check out her channel. She is super talented and creative. Okay, so I'm struggling here with, this is like a sticky dot roller that I bought years ago. I'm just trying to use it up, but it's a bit of a pain, so I just skip it and grab my glue. I'm getting a bit fed up with the double-sided tape, clearly. So I'm using that same pink ledger paper there that I was contemplating for my background, just to create a photo mat. So her cake and the other layout does have some of that soft pale pink and that coral pink as well, so I'm trying to use both. So I'm bringing in another variation of that pink colour on this photo layer. And then I love this little tiny little floral bud paper. It's so pretty. So I've just cut a piece of that out to make a little layer behind my photos. And I'm just distressing all my edges. I will go in off camera and distress all the other edges as well. Not super distressed. I'm not sort of tearing them or roughing them up too much. I just want a little bit of extra texture. So just like that. And then I will bring in some of this, well, it's floral on that side, but I want the white and grey wood grain on the B side. So I'm just going to use that to layer either side of my larger photo, just to give a couple more soft layers. And I really like that torn edge, so just ripping that. Go. I love this collection by Coco Vanilla Studio. It is my favourite of theirs that they ever did. It's just so pretty and soft and romantic and right up my alley. Don't get me wrong, I love all their collections, but this one has a special place in my heart. And I've used it a lot for Violet's album. It's just perfect for little baby girls. So just piecing this together, just creating some more layers behind my photo. Okay, and then I will just snip off the excess. So the lighting has changed a little bit. You can see I have come back to it. So I tend to scrap that way quite a bit. I have 2 little kids, and there's a lot going on in my house, so I get interrupted a lot. Okay, now it's time to embellish. So I'm pulling out some of the bits and pieces that I have fussy cut from some of the papers in this collection. So I have that Love You to Bits love heart, and I've pulled out a couple of labels too. I really like that Treasured. I thought that was perfect. So that's going to tuck in just there. Now I'm going through my Sugar Bell by Rosie Studio collection. I'm pulling in some of the ephemera from that because there's a lot of cake and baking themed embellishments in that collection. And, you know, I don't bake that often, so I have a lot of those left over. So I'm just pulling in all those to get them used up. So I put in that little tag that says made with love. I did make a cake and decorated it, so I thought that was appropriate. Now I'm just scattering around some little flower jar, sweet, that's a little kitchen scale. What else do we have here? So a little sugar jar. Just rethinking my clusters. I love those little egg beaters. When am I ever going to use those on any other layout? So they're perfect. I've got a couple of little cookies and things like that. That cake goes in, of course. It fits perfectly down in that spot. So I'm just rethinking that cluster there. So I brought that sugar jar down, pop in a little cookie. I love those little sugar cookies. And then I think, yeah, I was struggling to decide here. I wanted to get them all on, but I couldn't quite fit them all. A couple more cookies there. Now bring in this little phrase that says with love. And then I will put that spatula over to the left as well, that left-hand cluster. Now with this cupcake, I am just adding a bit of a paper bottom, like a cupcake liner, just to make it look more like a cupcake, because when it's solid it kind of just looks like a blob of glitter. So I have started trimming it, but I didn't let it dry long enough, so I had to I had to re-glue it and let it sit with a new piece of paper. So now I'm doing my journaling and I'm buzzing through this super quick. I cannot remember what I wrote, but it's all there in the close-ups at the end if you want to pause the video and have a read. Just about how I can't believe she's already won and how much she's grown and changed in the last 12 months. Yeah, it goes really quickly. So that's going to tuck in up there. I did like the hearts, but they just didn't fit the colour scheme, so I just snipped those off. I'll use them on a different layout. Okay, now I've decided I want to do mixed media. There's quite a bit on the other page that this is going alongside, so I am going to add a bit. I just use my pencil to trace around where the photos sit so I don't waste paint. And now I'm going to try and mix up some of that minty green colour that is on my companion page, well, the first page that I made. And I'm just using acrylic paint. I'm using a mint colour and then I added a bit of cyan and a bit of yellow, and now I'm adding some white and some water to make it thin enough to splodge around. Very technical term. So packaging technique, nice and easy. I'm just scribbling the paint on it and sploshing it down. I haven't gessoed my page. I do like to use acrylic paint when I am going to be doing mixed media on an ungessoed page because it is not as runny, it's not as watery, it doesn't soak into the paper and make it warp quite as much as watercolours would. So I find just adding a little bit of water, they're still quite a bit thicker than if you used a watercolour. So there we go, just splotching that down all the way around my sort of big photo cluster, I suppose. Doing some splatters as well. All the way around. And then I'm going to come in and mix up some pink, just some pale baby pink to start with. Do the same with that. Then I'm just going to use that same paint and add a little more yellow and a little more red and create that more corally peachy colour. Just deepen that up a little bit. Add a bit of warmth. There we go. And then that's going to go in around as well. I am not being neat with this, precise at all. I am just scribbling it on and splotching it down. Most of this is going to be covered up, so I just want those edges peeking out. And of course some splatters. There we go. I've put all my ephemera back on and now I'm going to glue it down. I'm just using tacky glue, and I have added a gold and white twine to the top of that tag. And I did move all those embellishments down a little bit so that they fill in that gap between those two photos. Those lovely little bits and pieces. Let's rearrange those slightly. There we go, skip 2. Now I'm going to add my title. I'm going to put in cake with these, I believe they're from the crepe paper All Heart collection. They're just foam pink stickers. And then I'm going to pop in width using the Pink Fresh Studio Just Little Lovely collection mini puffy offers. So my entire title will be Celebrate with Cake. And it's going to cut out in a minute because my camera died, but you can see everything in the close-ups which are coming up. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to go check out Melissa's channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!